Alcohol is the leading drug used in the United States. An estimated 127 million Americans use some form of alcohol each day, and an estimated 19 million are addicted. The drug, alcohol, is a central nervous system drug, and it has numerous side effects. It impacts all the various areas of the brain, and that's why people need to be reminded that alcohol is a mind-altering and addictive drug. The clinical word for mind-altering is psychoactive. In fact, alcohol is the second most used psychoactive drug in America. Only caffeine rates higher. So what are the effects of alcohol on the central nervous system and the brain? Well, first, it is a depressant. That means it depresses or lowers vital activities of the body that are controlled by the brain and central nervous system. Maybe you've heard of a doctor prescribing a sedative to someone in order to calm them down or slow down their bodily functions. Well, alcohol has that same effect. To put it another way, and to be more specific, alcohol slows down the brain. It impairs a person's memory and judgment, and also impairs a person's emotions, coordination, and overall physical senses. It disrupts the balance and control center of the brain, which is found in the cerebellum. It affects learning and complex thoughts that take place in the frontal lobe. And alcohol affects self-control, which occurs in the midbrain. Under the influence of alcohol, a person often cannot suppress cravings. The alcohol takes away self-control, ambition, and drive. That's why people who are drinking alcoholic beverages often find their inhibitions lowered, and as a result, they will often do and say things they would never say or do when not under the influence of alcohol. By negatively impacting the central nervous system, alcohol leaves a person susceptible to accidents. Now, we naturally think of automobile accidents when we say susceptible to accidents, but alcohol use often results in other types of accidents too. Home and work-related accidents, fires, especially of smoking while intoxicated, and a host of other accidents that lead to personal injury or even death. Heavy drinking can cause addiction and permanent damage to the brain. To put it another way, an individual's overall lifestyle can be negatively impacted by alcohol as a consequence of just one drink, the first one. No one can be sure of the addictive outcome of alcohol until the potential is realized from the first drink. We must never forget that alcohol is an addictive and mind-altering drug, and the best way to be sure you never become addicted to it is to never try it. It's also important to note that all of the changes that take place in the brain occur as a result of very small amounts of alcohol. All alcohol kills brain cells. Look at the difference between the images of a normal brain versus the brain of a 38-year-old after 17 years of heavy drinking. The result, as evidenced in this image, was memory loss, poor balance, and a loss of the ability to reason. The good news is that there is hope, but it will come only through struggle and pain. Look at the image of the same brain after just 1 year of sobriety. This is a pair of brain scans that show the difference in a woman suffering from alcoholism compared to the brain of a woman who does not drink alcoholic beverages. Note how the amount of gray matter is greatly diminished in the alcoholic brain. Well, besides the central nervous system and the brain, alcohol negatively affects the liver. The changes in the liver are often unseen by the victim, but they are real and lasting. The liver is the chemical lab for the body, and all drugs are processed through this organ. Alcohol causes the liver to work overtime. Because the liver turns poisonous enzymes in alcohol into harmless substances, the more a person ingests alcohol, the more the liver has to work in order to rid the body of those poisonous enzymes. 1 in 3 heavy drinkers will develop cirrhosis of the liver in his or her lifetime. Cirrhosis of the liver is a deadly disease. According to the Mayo Clinic, it is characterized by the replacement of liver tissue with fibrosis or scar tissue and with regenerative nodules or lumps that occur due to attempted repair of the damaged tissue. Sometimes the damage to the liver results in cancer that will have an effect on other areas of the body. In addition to alcohol's negative effects to the central nervous system, including the brain and the liver, the effects of alcohol on a person's eyesight are also well documented. The blurring that takes place when a person becomes intoxicated is the same type of blurred vision that is induced during an eye exam. Such visual distortion creates an impossible situation while driving. Notice the size of the pupil in this image. It is contracted due to surrounding light, and thus the eyes of a person who is under the influence of alcohol cannot focus. But blurring is just one problem. Double vision can occur, and side vision, depth perception, and the ability to see at night are all reduced.